Boom, and here we are. And this will be the start of on Matt's chats of what I would call Femme Fatale month or Ladies Month. I just thought I'd have a bit of a sausage fest really on Matt's chats. Really, see a lot of guys I've been talking to, and I needed to touch base and talk to some heroes and heroines of mine. And I'm really privileged and really happy to be able to introduce Girlschool's wonderful, amazing lead guitarist, Miss Jackie Chambers. Hi, Jackie.
How you doing? I'm good, thank you. Are you?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. As anyone can be on Blue Monday.
Blue Monday, yeah. What's that all about? New order song.
That is, it is. But apparently, statistically, this is supposed to be the most depressing day of the year. And
okay,
here you are talking to me, so we'll just see how that goes.
Anyway,
are you up in Leeds today? Is that where you are?
Yeah, I'm in Leeds. I am sure. In Yorkshire, in freezing cold. It's been snowing this morning, but a little tiny bit.
Yeah, but they make you tough up there. I was always told you can always tell a Yorkshireman, but you can't tell him much. That's what I was always told.
Sounds about right. It's absolutely freezing, to be fair. I've got about 19 layers on and a heat vest.
You're telling the heating down. I did see on a program the other day there was some lady who's burning horse shit to keep her house warm. I was looking at
What, inside the house?
I didn't actually get that far. I just thought, God, I'm not going over there to sort of, you know, what you used to dunk your sausages in and your marshmallows. I can't see myself doing that at her fire.
Oh, no. Oh, that sounds revolting. I bet the smell's horrendous wherever she is.
Can you imagine?
I hope it's not a full fire indoors and she's just throwing it on indoors. Can you imagine? Oh.
Put lots of layers on. That's the way to do it. Anyway,
that's it.
That's enough about the heat on the weather. Now, you young lady, I think I probably have been in girls' school now for about 24 years this year. Is that correct?
Correct, yeah, 24 years exactly. Amazing.
Wow.
And I'm still a new girl.
Said, as a full-blooded male growing up, you know, girls' school, the first time you see girls in leather jackets and hosiery and guitars, it does something to you. And I've grown up with it. And I was a massive fan of Kelly Johnson, and she kind of handed the guitar to you. Can you tell us a bit how you started the band and how you got to play in girls' school?
Well, I met Kim in '95, so going on nearly 30 years now, and she answered an advert I'd put in for myself. I'd just been in a band called Bleach, and we sort of split up. So rather than start again, I'll put my my name in an advert in Melody Maker when that was around. So Kim McAuliffe answered it because they were doing side projects. You know, they were like still doing girls' school, but she wanted to do side projects. And she lived in Clapham Common, and I lived in Tooting. So we, as you know, it's pretty close. Yep. So we got on really well on the phone. She rang me up. I got on really well with her. And even though I wasn't sort of like interested, she had a covers band at the time, I think it was, and she wanted a guitarist for that. And I was like, nah, not interested in covers, thank you. But we got on so well. We went out that night and saw her boyfriend's band in Camden, and we just got on really well. So then I was going to parties with them all every night. I was seeing them as mates. I had no intention of being in girls' school. Obviously, at that point, I played punk rock, and I'd never done a lead guitar solo in my life. But Kelly Johnson at the time, about '95, she really wanted to leave. She'd sort of had enough, you know. She'd done it, been there, done that, done. Yeah. She wanted to leave, so she was trying to persuade me to join. I go, I can't play lead guitar. I'm just playing bar chords and riffs, you know. So anyway, Chris Bonacci, who lived 2 streets away from me, literally in Tooting, she says, well, if I help you learn them and Kelly helps you learn them, will you learn it? So this was about 1999. They beat me down. I went, go on then, I'll have a go. It can't be that hard. Right. I'll have a go. Thinking that would come of it, you know, I'm not going to be able to do that. I've never played. I just practiced. And ironically, I joined a covers band to get my playing up. So, you know, I said to Kelly, no, to Kim, no, I'm not joining covers. But then I joined one just to get my playing up to par. Just doing different stuff, punk and funk stuff, and you know, disco stuff, even just to really get my playing up. And then about a few months later, okay, I thought, right, I've learned them all. I'm practicing. And then Kelly said, okay, we've got some gigs coming up. Do you want to do them? I went, yeah, all right. What are they? And she goes, your first one will be whacking. I went, no. Not a chance. Am I doing whacking as my first gig? Not a chance. So anyway, she did that one. So if you do that one, I'll take over when you've done that one. And that's how it all happens, yeah.
Oh, mate, the reluctant rock star. I like that. No, it's funny you say that. I used to rehearse in Wandsworth, and I once bumped into Kim on the high street, and she had a couple of drinks. I think she invited me to a party, which I never went to. I was a bit nervous about. They say never meet your heroines or your heroes, and I was like kind of a bit in awe of her at the time. And so I remember that period when Rock Goddess as well. We were on the way up and playing and rehearsing at that time. A very exciting time. But girls' schools had many guises, but Cora but I mean Kim and Denise have always been part of it. But what I noticed from my own perspective, and seeing you live at the Hard Rock Hell gig, apart from Denise breaking the drums, was how awesome, how tight you are, and how great it sounded. It really did sound good, and the
That's
reaction.
incredible. You never rehearse.
Is that what it is?
There's a truth for you. We just don't rehearse. I mean, I've been in band 24 years, and I think I once went through my diaries because somebody asked me this. How often do you rehearse? You really tight. I went, I could probably count on my hands. And I went, I've been in the band 24 years, and I can only count about 20 rehearsals in all that time. I think it's because we play so often. It's like, we just kind of gel.
Yeah, well, I see that. I see on Facebook we got like Tracy's leaving from Spain to come over, so his rehearsals can't be excited. I'm thinking, is this weeks, months? No, it's just the weekend. She's coming over to meet you for a couple of, and then you don't have to do a gig somewhere.
Yeah. I mean, literally, Tracy just flies in, and we just turn up at the gig, and like we got the tour coming up in a couple of weeks. Yes. Tracy's just flying right there.
I was going to talk to you. I was going to come on to that because you're touring with Alcatraz. Is that right?
That's right. We're doing that again. Yeah. Well, we're both on the same label, and we're both got the same management, and it seems to gel. Two sort of different styles of rock together. So like it kind of goes well, and we all get on really well as well in both bands. It works really well.
I think I met. Is Graham Bonnet still singing for them?
No, it's Dougie White.
Dougie White. Yeah, I mean, I remember seeing Alcatraz years ago. I'm going back now, well back, but yeah, a great band from what I recall. So I can see that. That's going to be a tour, and you're playing the length and breadth of this Sceptred Isle.
Yeah, I think we're going to go about 8 because most of these gigs are what we were supposed to do in lockdown, and of course Denise got COVID, and out of the 12 of us, six got COVID. So some guys got it, and a couple of us got it. So it was like we had to cancel the last 2 gigs, which were London and KK's. So we thought, well, the guys are from Alcatraz are from America, most of them. Mm-hmm. So it's pointless coming back for 1 gig. So we just put the London gig back in again and just put some more shows around it. So it'd be worth them coming over, not just doing 1 gig.
Yeah. That'd be good. That'd be exciting. That'd be good. So I'll try and catch you down in London. Come to that gig. Be a nice, good excuse to go out. Be really good. I want to take you back a little bit because you touched on it a bit earlier about because I've got similar things as well. The punk thing. That's what started me. I was talking about this last night with Patrick Stone of Butterside, and I was saying that how I was really into punk, and then I had a chance meeting climbing on Hammersmith Odeon roof in 1979 as a bunking off school, and AC/DC were playing at Hammersmith Odeon, and I met Bon Scott, not knowing who he was at the time, and how a friend of mine who was a punk was wearing these sort of leopard skin trousers, and he wow, nice strides or something, and how I went back to find out who they were, and I borrowed the album If You Want Blood, and that turned me from punk, and I love the Sex Pistols. I mean, they were that really spoke to me. And I wondered if that was the same sort of kind of thing for you, that punk was where you started off. And
I've never really left it. I still love it, but not in the, I just listen to any kind of music that has got energy to it and a bit of passion. I like anyway. So it can be anything. It can even be a pop song as long as it's a good song, and a good sing along and got a bit of energy to it. I think the punk thing, because I was 13 when Sex Pistols were around, and I always loved Alice Cooper. So that was the Cult. The Cult were one of my favorite bands as well.
Billy.
So the Cult sort of, because they kind of transformed into a rock band, really, didn't they? They sort of became more and more Led Zeppelin as they went along. So I mean, I still love to go see them now. I mean, I love their songs. I love their sound. I mean,
it's brilliant, isn't it? We in my covers, when we do our cover set, we do a couple of numbers. I saw them in 2002, and they came back after a big break, and they played the Brixton Academy, and it was just fantastic. Just really, it just really was good. Now and they're out again doing it again now. Still got it. It's brilliant.
Yeah, definitely great. One of the best sounds I've ever heard. We went to see him at in Leeds Met Bar, well, a few years back before COVID, and it was amazing. The sound was
BC.
great, the bands were brilliant. Yeah, that's it. We're calling it BC now. But yeah, they were amazing live, and I saw them probably most out of all bands I've ever seen. I used to love like Killing Joke and lots of New Church who were coming back into my genre. That sort of stuff, you know. I liked I kind of got into a little bit of Exploited and all this sort of hardcore punk as well, but I grew out of that, I think.
Best performance ever on Top of the Pops that Exploited. That was something.
Yeah, this is
1 minute 30 seconds, or whatever it was. That's great. No, absolutely. I like that. I think that's good. I mean, for people out there who don't know that Jackie, or Jax as she's known to her friends, plays in another band, Cyteria, and they're kind of a mixture of punk and stuff. And how does that work around Girlschool? How do you fit the two together?
Funny enough, it works because I'm in both bands. I have to look at Girlschool schedule first, and then I book gigs around it. I mean, the reason I started really was because Girlschool weren't doing enough gigs for me, and of course that was in 2015. And then all of a sudden we got the Motorhead tour again and another tour. We got really busy, so I didn't really get started with Cyteria until 2016, about May really. But it just fits around it. It really does. I mean, there's only once it's clashed, or a couple of times, but I've managed to do both gigs on the same day. I kept playing Rockmantic in Carlisle, and then I asked Raz White to put us on in afternoon so that I could do both gigs. So I'd do 4 o'clock with Cyteria. Then a friend of mine, Colin, gave me a lift to Glasgow, and we were on stage at 10 o'clock with Girlschool.
Yeah, big up to Raz. He was trying to get me to play the Waterloo Bar in a couple of weeks. I think it was a Sunday. I thought, Sunday afternoon up to Blackpool after gigging Friday, Saturday night. I mean, much as I love playing, that's a stretch even for me. That's interesting.
You know what? It's worth doing that one. I love playing that one. The Waterloo in Blackpool is my favourite venue.
It does look a great venue. I do want to go there. I haven't played there yet. I do. It's well, it depends how things go. I mean, we've got our own stuff coming up. We're playing Call of the Wild and stuff, so we'll see how. And the new wave of classic rock, HRH, on this Sunday in Leicester. So
yeah, that's this week, isn't it?
Yeah, so we'll see how they go. I mean, we've been playing covers for years, and then during the lockdown we couldn't play anywhere, so we just started to write our own stuff, and who knew we could write songs? And so that's what it just went like that, really. I grew my hair again. I thought, right, we're back. But, I was going to go for actually. There was a track by Cyteria I really liked. They all dressed up in school uniform. I can't remember. That's what stuck in my head. I remember
when I get out of high school.
That was it.
When I get out of high school, yeah.
Yeah, I call me shallow. I like that one. That was a good track. But I really like your style of playing. Your guitar style. You have a very distinctive. It's interesting. You said that you didn't want to play lead. But you learn the songs up because you got a very natural. You can tell you really love live performance. It seems to me you love playing live probably more than you do recording it. Is that right?
I do. I love playing live. Yeah, it's my thing. I mean, I love recording as well, but live, that's where it's at, isn't it? The atmosphere is amazing. I love the audience participation. I just enjoy it. Tom's, that's probably why I wanted to play live with Cyteria as well. 2 bands on the go.
There you go.
Before Cyteria, I was actually in a band called Blitzkrieg. Remember Blitzkrieg? The
Blitzkrieg, yeah. Yeah.
I was playing with them for about 7 years before I started Cyteria. Yeah. So a bit of punk back in there as well. Yeah. Just I love my
but you've got a great look on stage as well, and it does it plays into it. It's so nice at the moment. As I said, I'm doing this femme fatale, as I call it, but it's talking to people like I'm speaking to Els Bailey, I'm talking to Loz, and I'm talking to Beth Blade and the Disaster, and a few others that I want to talk to. Bastet as well. I think I've got them all lined up. I don't know. I'll just have to see how I can fit them all in. Hopefully, not too many technical problems, but I love it. I love the fact there's a lot of female fronted, a lot of bands now where in the rock, and it wasn't always that way. There was always like, and you must have seen that, yourself growing up in it. And it's so now that women are almost ruling the roost in the rock genre at the moment.
Right, yeah. I mean, I was asked to do this podcast with a guy called Jerry in Ireland, and he said, "Can we do one on female up and coming female musicians, bands, singers, whatever?" I mean, yeah. He says we just need to think of 20 each, and I thought, 20. And then I just sat like lists and lists. It's amazing. I'm going to be it's amazing. I mean, people I know as well. Like you just mentioned a few of them, and I know all those people because we've played with them with Cyteria. It's great.
I mean, it's great. I got to interview Cassidy Paris. She came over for the show. Delightful girl, and her dad. And I went down to surprise him in Hastings. But she's really grounded, but she understands it. And it also something I've noticed a lot recently. I've mentioned this before. There's no kind of age. Age doesn't matter anymore. Everyone sort of gets it. You know, my son plays lead guitar. He's into sort of Slipknot and you know, all that kind of Pantera. And he's fun. I've given him the basic. And I just let him get on with it now. He's got his own style, his own thing. I think he went to see Trivium and Malevolent last night at Hammersmith Odeon. And I said to him, I used to go there as a child. You know, I saw Maiden, Saxon Girls. I saw all the bands there. He said, really? Yeah, not a bad venue, he went.
Yeah, not a bad venue. One at best.
It just interests me because I was talking about, we were talking about a punk thing earlier on. I'm interviewing Glenn Matlock next week or the week after when he do it. And I've got to ask him how he managed to get Pretty Vacant Riff from SOS, because that's what he claims, that that intro came from that.
That's bizarre, isn't it? I think, okay, sort of, I can sort of get there. It's like with Mid-Joe, that I was chatting to Mid-Joe because he taught Band-Aid, you know, the Band-Aid single. Yeah. That comes from Z Cars. So I'm thinking, I need to. Yeah, that's comes from Z Cars. That's interesting.
Do they know it's Christmas? Oh, I suppose I can see that, yeah.
Yeah. But that's it, yeah. So maybe I should start listening to some more theme tunes and start nicking them.
Yeah, start nicking them. Captain Scarlet, that's the one you want to get.
Get writing some hits, get some hits out of these TV shows.
Yeah, we might be onto something there. I was going to ask you that. How do you get inspiration? I mean, in your head for a song, for a riff? Is it something that happens organically, or you know, you'll be sitting watching something? Like most people, I mean, the way my band writes is that, you know, the guys, father and son, they'll go off and they'll send me something on a Sunday night, and I'll just be about to go to bed, and they'll get this kind of track, and of course that's it. I'm up all night. I'm there with a bottle of whiskey, the old Bon Scott way, and I'm sitting there and I'm going, right, I'm going to get some lyrics about something. What's on the news? You know, race rights, gender offending. What is it? And I'm going to write about that. So I just wonder what your process was for the songs that you do.
Well, that's the thing. I wanted to be a songwriter more than a guitar player. I kind of fell into guitar playing by accident, really, by writing songs and having a guitar to play on. But when I write, I do it different most times. But in the main, I would say I put a drum machine on. I get a drum track first so I can just groove with it and jam with it. And I just keep playing that drum track until I get some inspiration. I'll just be playing my guitar and I'll get, oh, I like that riff. Oh, I like that riff. Put it down. And then suddenly it'll come with another riff will come along with it. And I start like that in the main. Sometimes I'll get a little idea for a lyric in my head and I'll just put it into my phone or whatever, dictaphone, whatever you got, piece of paper. I used to have like a dictaphone on my bed because, you know, it's like at bedtime, you tend to get a lot of ideas.
Exactly,
just things just come into my head, yeah. But mainly from jamming, really, from jamming with a drum machine or whatever, you know, just comes in my head, or a riff.
It's interesting that I mean, I don't touch the riffs anymore. My role now is just purely my wit and innuendo and writing lyrics and my poetry and stuff that I do. And like I like an idea, and we're doing an EP at the moment, and we're just ideas, and something will hit me. I'll see something like the Pope saying, you know, even nuns watch porn. I think, right, well, that's the title for a song straight away. So yeah. I'll do that. Or the other one was someone, we were playing in a pub, doing a covers night in a pub, and some guys were obviously weren't into rock, were outside slagging us off. Didn't know our young bass player was outside, and he heard them say, they're not really a Friday night sort of band, really. They sort of kind of sit down and ponder how sad your life is going kind of band. I thought, right, well, that's another song title. we'll have that. And then, of course, you know, there's different things that affect me, but I always want to try and own something like that, and then make a song out of it, you know.
That's it. I mean, you can get inspiration from anywhere, can't you? Like you say, you're just watching TV and or a comedy show, and somebody will say a line, oh, I love that, and you write it down, and things just evolve around it, don't they? You know, it can be the strangest things you hear, like you just said.
Yeah, that just sets me up. And the latest one is about phones, and I play on the word ringtone. And that people just living their lives on their phones and it's just I got a train carriage the other day, and everybody was on their phone talking. I mean, and I was thinking, this is just madness. So I wanted to write something about. So obviously I have to work within the riffs that I'm given, and those are my parameters, which kind of I like in a way. You know, shut up, you're the singer. Go write some words and sing. You know, that's it.
You know your place, boy.
Yeah. When I get on stage, I can give it all that. But you know, between that,
you got control. Then you got the microphone. You're
But
in
you've got
control.
a fantastic lineup now with Girls School. I think it really works. I mean, I love Tracy to bits anyway, and her and Denise form such a great, solid rhythm. And of course, with Kim as well, and she's such an icon as well. It just works so well. And what I really liked about it, you know, I had quite a privilege playing hard. No one expected it. We were called a pub band by someone, I won't mention who. And you know, we just wore that. We put on the t-shirts and we turned up at Hard Rock Hell. We did our set. And the first person to come up to me after was Justin Hawkins and say, "I loved your set, man. You were great fun." And I was just like, I was really not expecting that. It really kind of, I thought, wow, you know, this is, you know, we've gone up a level. We must have gone up. It was such a nice thing to say. And so I was buzzing and buzzing and buzzing and wandering around. And then I saw you guys were on, and I went next door, and it was just brilliant. You know, it was just such I really enjoyed it. Gypsy Pistolaris set, I really loved. I thought they were great. We did a couple of gigs with them, and you guys. Did you enjoy that gig?
I did, yeah. I enjoy. I always love Hard Rock Hell. I think it's one of the best festivals in Britain. That one. There's a few good ones in the called the Wild Rock Romantic. Some great festivals now.
Yeah.
Winter Storm. I think we're really getting a few together. But Hard Rock Hell, to me, that one we've played quite a few times. We played the very first one, and it's always a good atmosphere. I really enjoy that one.
I felt like a family. I felt we were being welcomed into a family, which I really liked. You know, from speaking to John and everyone, and everyone was so nice. You know, from Charlie downwards, and it was nice to meet Glam Rat Charlie because I chatted to her a lot, and I've done sort of an interview for a radio show, and I came on, I chatted to her, met her for the first time, and had a big hug, and it was so nice, and everyone was just so. And I think that's what it is. I think we all get it. Everyone gets it. Everyone gets that. You know, when it's never going rock is never going to be mainstream again. It probably, you know, it never will be, but it'll always have that kind of edge. And I think that sort of keeps it going is that people will think, oh, you've got to come to go back to what I love.
They literally sell out tickets for next year before they've even announced the lineup. Yeah. Just shows that people go because it's like and I think because they see the bands wandering around as well, so it's all right. You can just be really personally, you just have a good time there. I stayed for the full 3 days. I think I must have watched, I know, quite a lot of bands. I watched the bands all day long. I was up there whenever it started at 11 in the morning, watched it in the acoustic, right to the last one at night. I'm really enjoying it. Just I've not had time to do that in a long time. You know, it's been a long time and lockdown happening and stuff like that. I just wanted to get some real music in.
That's what Biff said, wasn't it? Wasn't that what he wrote when the band's played on, you know, about his first appearance at Donington, that you know, sitting in the sun and that kind of thing. And I think that was it. I mean, we were unfortunate because we started playing The Cut, who were a really up and coming female band, another one. They came on. Yeah, well, Princess Mar. They came on like halfway through our set, and I thought, oh no, this is going to be hard. So of course, all the press, I saw them all. Oh, great! We got to keep going. Yeah. Keep the audience, win the crowd. Yeah. And then all the reviews afterwards were mentioned. I thought, oh, they all disappeared, did they? So I picked them all up, and I said, well, next time, you know.
But, that's it. Yeah, I mean, it was quite packed in both rooms, though. I thought I went in and out of both rooms, seeing a bit of each band as I could.
Yeah, so it was good. They work it well, actually. I think I'm looking forward to Sunday. We're going up in the morning, and we're gonna do that. We're playing a gig on the Saturday, so we can't go down on the Saturday. But it's nice because we've got our old the old singer of Ransom is now a guitarist in Doomsday Outlaw, Alice. Oh, yeah. So yeah, there's quite a history of singers. A bit like with Spinal Tap, after their drummers explode, the singers of Ransom tend to go on to bigger things. Like Bun Davies went on to sing with Chris Slade's Timeline, and so yeah. Oh, wow. They're stuck with me. I've been there 5 years. I'm not going anywhere.
Oh, well, you're on stay now. We're doing Hard Rock Hell Ibiza this year as well.
Oh, how lovely!
That should be a laugh.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
About May or something like that, I think it is usually. But I suppose we've been asked to do it a few times, but we just always had gigs when that's happening. So that'll be the first time for us there. Have you done that one?
Local gig for Tracy, that one, isn't it?
Yeah, it'd be quite easy for her. That one, won't it? View's quite in.
So what's happening now? You're working on some new material.
Yeah, literally, I was doing that just before you rang. I was for Cyteria because Girls School have just recorded an album. Yeah. So the first one in 8 years, I think it is. And when we're on stage, we're saying, "Oh, this one's from our latest album," and I'm thinking, "Hang on a minute, that's nearly a decade ago." We can't say the new album now anymore.
The new album.
Yeah, the new album 10 years ago. So now we've just done a new one, which we finished in December. We're just waiting for the mixes and a couple of things to be finalised, and that should be out this year sometime, depending on.
Is there a title? Is there a title? Do I get an exclusive here?
We haven't actually 100% confirmed the title yet, because obviously it's our 45th anniversary this year. So there's a few ideas flowing around, but we can't reveal that until we know which one it is. Because we're just putting ideas together because they obviously haven't done the artwork yet. So
Girlschool 40. Yeah, right.
45.
45.
45, yeah. It was started in
Wow.
1978.
78.
So it's
Yeah.
45 years this year.
That is amazing. And you've been there 24 of them. You've been there.
I know. More than half now.
Wow.
I know,
It's
it's
quite
mad,
legacy.
isn't it?
But as I was putting together compiling, I was doing I thought, you know, the other night, it was one of those nights I couldn't sleep. I sat up and I was compiling my life musical journey. And one of the tracks I was listening to was 999 Emergency. Emergency. I love that track.
We still do that one. We did it at Rock Hill. We always do that one last. Obviously, that was always the last song.
It's just a blinding song.
It's like Race for the Devil, Bomber, Emergency.
Bomber. Yeah, I mean, I remember Motorhead doing that at Hammersmith Odeon in 19, the one that's on the album. And I remember when they brought this sort of half-finished airplane that first time Bomber came down. But the audience, I've never seen an audience, you know, like go like that at Hammersmith. Like, I love those days, but the audience all singing it. It's a Bomber.
We did that. Were it their 30? I think it was Motorhead 30th. I can't remember. We did the tour with them, and it was Girlschool, Saxon, Motorhead, like it was in the early days.
Brilliant.
And we played Hammersmith Polo Odeon, and they had the Bomber. Oh my God, it took forever to set up. It just took forever. So we didn't get a sound check. And it was like we're literally putting the gear on the stage. Our roadies were putting the gear on the stage when the audience were in.
Oh, fantastic.
So that was hilarious. That was a hilarious gig. Because, like, obviously we didn't have any kind of warning or anything. So when they've done the Bomber, but obviously they have it, the monitors are further back because of the Bomber. So everything in front of the monitors was pitch black, and I walked straight into the PA system. I couldn't see anything because we were in front of it. And it's like, because there were no lights there because the Bomber was behind us. It was just hilarious. It was a comedy of errors, that
brilliant.
one.
I love stuff like that. I was just saying, what Spinal Tap was on Saturday night, and when it's on, you put it on. You just have to sit and watch it. But there's so many things in that. So many things. So true.
There's so much going on in there. That gig, the Apollo for for Girlschool, was absolutely Spinal Tap. It's like I walked straight into the PA. Well, I had a few drinks as well, so that was something to blame. And then, of course, Enid walked backwards because we kept going to the front of the stage. She walked backwards and fell over one of the monitors because they're not usually behind you. So she went backwards. And then Kim turned round and started to shout, 1, 2, 3 to Denise, to the wrong drum kit. Because there were Saxons behind us. And
yeah, go all the way up. Oh, amazing.
They put Denise slightly to the side. So, it was hilarious. It was just so funny. It's funny to film that gig.
Amazing.
Absolute Spinal Tap.
Well, do you know what, Jax? I could probably talk to you all day, and I will. I hope that we can catch up soon. If you get to play Hammersmith Odeon again, I'm going to put this out on all my interviews now. I was told as a kid I would never play Hammersmith Odeon, and I still haven't. So, or the Eventum Apollo. So, you ever get a slot 2:30 in the afternoon with the cleaners, whatever? I'm there. Count me in. We'll come and do it. 10 minutes, 50. I don't care. I just got to say that so I can phone this guy up and say, well, I played it now. All right.
Yeah. You'll do it.
Oh, we'll see. I got the Marquee. I did that one. Right. Listen, you have a great tour. I'll come and see you in the London gig. I'll come and say hello. Good luck with the new album and with Cyteria as well. Say it to all the girls for me, and hopefully we'll catch up soon. I think you're a magnificent guitarist. You're part of a legacy and a legend which young girls really look up to, and I think you've done an amazing thing.
Thank you.
All right. Have a great rest of your day. Lovely to speak with you. Take
care.
Bye. And we're gone.